I'm going to show you a basic step. You use a little bit ink, dilute with water to get a light tone. And the brush I use is a combination of a stiff and a soft. It's a rabbit combination. You can use any brush. I would use a basic soft brush, or you can even, if you like, you can use the basic wolf hair brush as well. And just get a little very light ink to start with. Don't have to double load in this case. Just load with a very light. You can use your fingernail to mark the control point. Just one curve on the top toward the back and the hip, one big belly. Go. And they should connect, but you don't have to complete if the idea is completed, you know. So the next, I'm going to add a happy face with a snout, the mouth, and another. Just make it simple. I use a convenient ink cake, so 1, 2, 3. Just dot the. This could be a little lower when I started the forehead, so let me make it up a little bit. Extend that a little bit. Now I draw 2 ears. One in the front, like so, and one, notice the perspective is behind. Okay, 4 legs, as I mentioned in the introduction, very short legs, right below the belly, 1, 2, and a little stronger with the hem or thighs, but you don't have to do the hem. These are just the parts below the elbow, and then you can dilute the paint, but a little darker to make some marks. One big one here, and just small one. So notice the rhythm: large, medium, small. And finally, you can get some really dark ink to dot the eye. You can use bottled ink or grind ink. The eye is between the mouth and you can just dot very small. It depends on your preference. Could be a little bigger. Okay, and then I will dilute a little bit and test. You know, you can test with a paper towel. Just control the moisture so it's not going to make a small ink pick. Make 2 toes on the foot. 1, 2. You know, this is also time to, you can adjust the length or anything, make it shorter or longer. Just oh, don't forget a little cute tail. Do like a little loop. I cannot change it, but you can do better without doing like a wire, you know, you can make it more like one tight, one loose, maybe a little better. This one look like an M, but that's okay. As I mentioned, the ink pick is very easy, but don't try hard. If you try hard, it's worse. It's just making it worse. So take it easy. It's easy going. You know, this hip may be a little too small, but next time I'll make it bigger. But it's okay. You know, it's like the strong pick after the earthquake. It got the weight lost. You know, so you can paint a fat or thin. It's all okay, but just the facial part is pick. That's very important. You can sign anywhere on the corner. I think this side will be good. Let me write the Chinese year term for the next year. Is the year of pig. We use 2 characters for each year in the Chinese calendar. That's where you got the symbols. So there are 12 branches and 10 stems. The stem for next year is Xieyi, and the branch is Hai. Hai stands for pig. And I will write He Sui, New Year's greetings. Maybe too small for you to see. I'll enlarge it. Okay, and then just my name in print style. And then I'll put a seal under it later. Let me see if you have any comment and questions. If not, I will show you another style. This is outline style, right? The next would be more or less boneless style. Let's do an ink pick using black. This style is after Qi Shi, Master Qi Shi. If you're familiar with Chinese painting masters, he is considered the #1 in 20th century. Okay. You can start from the snout. Just do a little 2 strokes with 2 dots, a smiley. Let me repeat this. Three times, okay. Then I will do the check, right? Check. And then the nose, the snout, the upside. leave a little space in between for the eyes. You can make little upward keep like that. So you start. You can do it with more than one strokes. It's all okay. And just leave a little space for the eye, and then dot the eye. You can also do this part first, I think. See, I press the brush, and then just like calligraphy, you control the shape. Try to do it in one stroke if you could, but it's okay to repeat. I'm using Japanese rice paper, which is semi-absorbent, so I can paint slower, not the unsized Schuan paper. But still, I have to use the quite thirsty brush, so you can take the moisture off from the end of the brush with a paper towel to control the moisture. And then when I dot the eye, I need to make sure the ink is very thick, very dark, and not too much water in the brush, so you will not make a ink pick. You can make a smile with a little squint, kind of. I think it's maybe a little too long, look like a ball or the white pig. Okay, maybe repeat. Are you following me? I hope you are. So I'll repeat this here. Forehead, big head. Dot the eye. Now use the remaining of the brush, the ink in the brush, to do the flappy ears on both sides. But notice the perspective. This is side view. This is more like a front view. Flap the big ear. Let me repeat this whole thing again. Smiley. Just add a little water. Using side brushes to get fat strokes. Then add. You can use the same ink tone to do the ears as well. So they're all possible. Make it big. And dot the eye. The eye could be very lost if you don't change the tone in the brush. Just keep going with the light, so you don't have to go back to your palette all the time. You can do the the leg right now. it bends forward, not backward. So if it bends, just bend forward. It's very short. You can draw a white belly with just adding a little water to the tip of the brush. You can draw that like so, and then add the hem here. Just big hem, and then add a little ink for the rear leg. Okay, now I repeat everything again. Big forehead, rounded jaw, and just use the same ink. Side stroke, hide the tip, and then you can expose a little bit in the end, if you will. That's the head, and you can continue with light tones. You can do the back first before the belly. This is a curve, but you can make you just use different strokes. See, if you try to fix something, it will show. On rice paper, there's a watermark between the strokes. What you do, you can use darker ink to correct something if you need. And then use the whole side of the brush to do a big tan. And then the forelegs. This ear is not dark enough, so I will add it back. You can overlap with, you can add a little darker tone. Don't use the same tone to correct, you can use darker tone. This will make it more clear, and just like that. And then this leg, too long. What I can do, so just make the toe shorter later. And then the rear leg. Well, don't forget the belly. You can just outline it. You leave some white. I notice the head part is not in the picture, so let me move it up. Okay, since we have room here, let me do it on this corner and change turn the head into another direction. You can make a snot on this side, right? And then everything goes the other way. I can use my left hand maybe. If you are left-handed, you have the easiness of doing this. And as long as you have a whole picture in in your mind, before you start, you can use any tool, any part of your body to paint, even fingers, right? And then use dark ink to do a flabby ear. By the way, my father said, if you are born in the year of a pig, your ears can move. See if I can do that. Can you do this? Just some sweet memories of my late father. He passed away 3 years ago. Otherwise, he will celebrate his 96th birthday next year. Okay, now I'm going to do the hip on this side because I have no much room there. So you can change. You can do it the opposite way, from back to the front. So this way, you start from dark, and then it will become lighter and lighter. You can just add water to complete. So this will be the soft to show distance, the depth. And then just a suggestion of the leg there, and you just do a big belly suggestively. I think that leg should go outside. Anyway, not try to think perspective. Look at the shape of the picture is more important as long as. Okay, don't forget to add the little toes. Two-toed, four-toed hoof. Okay. This one too. One larger, just do a little triangle and then one little suggestion of second toe. And don't forget this little tail that goes like that. Oh, finally I will dot the eye. You want to wait the paint gets dry a little bit to do the eye if it overlaps with the light ink. So that's another one. In Qibaishi style. We call this bonus. Although there's only one line, you can omit that. You can do everything with wash instead of outline or contour. But each stroke is counts. It's like calligraphy still, not repeated like you do it on watercolor paper. You can do wash like this. No, just one very certain strokes, or combine several strokes like this. So every stroke will leave a mark, a watermark between. Let me see how you're doing. Okay, while you are doing your practice, I'm going to play another pre-recorded video showing the picture on the left corner.